So I chose the video to check out today that I completely blame on still being sick. Am I still sick? Well, in this example, yes, I am. So we're going to use that as my excuse for why I'm looking at What Are the Eldertubbies by AZFK. I don't know. Everything about this thumbnail should have repulsed me, and frankly, I don't do horror. I like Cthulhu Mythos for some reason, but I don't do horror. This is a very confusing video. I don't know why I'm doing this, and we're going to find out together if I'm insane right now, or just having a fever dream. Or if I'm really unlucky, having a fever dream while also recording. I managed to delete the last one. Hopefully this one doesn't count. We'll find out. If it is, well, that'll be the third video this month I've had to delete because of that. I hope it's the third. Unless I hallucinated deleting the second one. I should find out quickly before I put this video up. More importantly, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. Let's get started. Oh, I forgot how creepy the little kitty laughing sounds are.
Over the hills and far away.
See, here's the thing. I know he's going to the crazy, creepy stuff now, but I actually kind of find this less disturbing than actual regular Teletubbies. I don't know if that's a normal take or not, but I'm very much sticking to it on my end.
Time for Teletubbies.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me, unironically.
Teletubbies was a kids' TV series that premiered on cable in the late 90s and 2000s about a...
Okay, one? Wow. This guy probably does a lot of creepy stuff. Two, the more I look, the more disturbing his mascot gets. Oh, wow.
Group of multicolored creatures
First
with
time I've seen this guy's
televisions
stuff.
implanted in their stomachs. This show also featured a living vacuum by the name of Nunu, and the disembodied head of a newborn baby, which takes the place of the sun. Hearing this summary, you may be wondering, what the actual fuck did I just say?
I always just assumed it was Sauron and kid versions of the Nazgul. It was less creepy for me that way.
But buckle up, folks, because this version, the version you're all familiar with, this is the more normal version. Introducing the Eldertubbies, created by One Jar Arts.
This is going to sound weird, but I think the art style they use there is very similar to art style I've seen for the deer in the SCP universe. I wonder if JR Drawings is, or Jar's Drawings, is the same artist. Either way, it has a very similar mythos.
An eldritch, nightmarish distortion of these nostalgic creatures from childhood.
Just going to put it out there again. These are supposed to be the nightmarish distortions. For me, these are less creepy. How is it that make it more Cthulhu makes it less creepy? Am I the weird one here? Okay, yes, I am. I know that for a fact, but I can't be the only one thinking that.
The Council of Eldertubbies.
Ooh.
The council gathers after a long night. Only one more viewer to collect before the break of dawn.
Oh, jeez.
Eldertubby Tinky Winky, the greeter. Eldertubby Dipsy, the curious. Eldertubby Lala, the maternal. Eldertubby Poe, the sovereign. Along the lines of Gorefield, another night.
Oh, see, I do know this one from when Super Eye Patch Wolf went over it. So it's probably a similar audience crossover. Oh, God, it's going to get weird.
Marish distortion of a simple yet incredibly popular media franchise to an unknowable extent. This depiction reflects how truly otherworldly the concepts in the show actually are. It takes into account the questions the more seasoned viewer must have. What exactly are these creatures? Isn't it strange how happy the Teletubbies are to have a TV wired directly into their gut? How do you think you would truly react if you saw a pack of humanoid creatures with screens bored into the bare flesh of their stomachs?
I mean, let's be completely honest. That's probably going to be something that happens whenever Elon Musk gets his way and starts to implant more people. Hey, everyone, I got a TV in my stomach. Check it out. I'm joking, but also there's a part of the back of my head going, you know, that's probably going to happen, right? And I hate everything about that thought because I don't like it and I don't disagree with it.
With joy? Is it me? Or is Eldertubby Lala kind of hot for some fucked up reason?
It's the face.
Why does the sun have a face? And why is it the face of a baby? Rather than just suspending disbelief and accepting that's how the Teletubbies world is, or answering these questions, Eldertubbies weaves a sense of unknowability into this world. Instead of just ignoring the strange aspects of the series and going on with a simple happy-go-lucky storyline, Eldertubbies fixates on them and exaggerates them. Nunu is a perfect example of this. In the regular Teletubbies show, he cleans up after any messes in the Teletubbies world. And he's happy. And that's it.
Wait, that thing was supposed to be happy? I thought it was just like the random pissed off character you always had in some certain TV shows. It's like, oh, I hate everything. The Oscar the Grouch, you could say. I didn't realize I was supposed to be happy.
Not so much the case in ELDERTUBBIES.
Oh.
Nunu's story goes
Wow.
a little something like this.
There's a
Elder
story?
Nunu, the vacant. They say the machine once
With the Tubbies?
lived coexistent with the Tubbies. However, as they grew older, larger, and wiser, the machine instead grew restless and jealous, for its stagnant shell had only served the same hollow purpose throughout the years.
Oh, someone made a
The
game
machine
of
left
this.
the group and wandered the forest in search of the vitality and life it so severely craved.
Oh, we're going full on Skinwalker on this, aren't we? No, not even a Skinwalker. That'd be changing form. This is more just Wendigo eating other things.
Over time, it amassed pounds upon pounds of flesh, and it indeed
that's why it looks like a
began to
hand.
grow larger.
Oh, I just realized those are other hands down there as well, made of arms and oh, that just gets more disturbing the more I look at it.
Yet, it
That's a
felt
person
empty
at the bottom.
all the same. Perhaps one more body, one more limb, one more
Someone has
lung,
put way too
one
much
more
skill
heart.
into this.
Maybe then Nunu would feel alive.
Well, that was creepy as shit. Anyways,
Yeah?
Vacuums are often metaphors for empty spaces, or endless hunger.
Really?
Nunu, being a living vacuum, was ripe for symbolism about consumption and filling of.
I can see where that metaphor comes from, but I'll be honest, and this might be weird, I've never actually seen the void and a vacuum cleaner being used that way. Now, if they talk about the vacuum as the vacuum of space, emptiness, the abyss as being a void, and just craving, maybe I've seen that metaphor, but a cleaner itself, even though it's way too on the nose, I think I haven't seen it used that way because it's too on the nose. I keep throwing out this one reference all the time, but it's when you describe something as long, rubbery, and snake-like, and it's a hose. Or even worse, a snake. It's too specific and too direct for the metaphor to really work, because it's like saying, my snake is snake-like, or my hose is a rubber thing with water going through it. It's a description, not a metaphor. It doesn't quite work the same way. I'm overthinking this, considering it's Teletubbies. Why am I in a place right now where I'm overthinking the Teletubbies? Oh, I am definitely hallucinating almost all of this video, aren't I?
Void. And now having an existence that doesn't provide satisfaction can lead one to a destructive
it's sped up,
cycle
but that's actually
revolving around
disturbing.
filling said emptiness.
Yeah, I'm standing by this thought. The regular one in Teletubbies is still creepier. This is toned down. It is somehow less disturbing to look at. I mean, if it was, done in real 3D rather than someone's really distinct art style, it might be different, but this is still more creepy because it is real life.
Couldn't be me. The fallacy of looking for the answer to a spiritual problem with material means. This metaphor is taken one step further, with Nunu's endless consumption swelling him into a mass of flesh. As he grew, he didn't get any more satiated. His larger body only requires more and more to sustain itself. Nunu's story proves that throwing more into the bottomless pit doesn't shrink the hunger, but instead grows the appetite.
I wonder if that's a heavy-handed commentary on any systems in any societies, wink wink.
What the hell am I talking about again?
I mean, it would be a really good commentary, but I don't know enough about this universe of ELDERTUBBIES to know if that's actually enough thought put into it to be a commentary or just happen to work out that way as a happy accident. This video is very much tempting me to find out about something I know I don't want to drop into the rabbit hole on, because it will be weird.
Elder Sun, baby.
What?
The Day Maker. Over the hills and far away, the ELDERTUBBIE Council gathered with their collected viewers, unprepared for what awaited them beyond the horizon. Only the lucky few survived the long night of wandering through the woods. But it would be worth all the risk, just to watch the sun rise.
It's going to be horrific and burning up, isn't it?
Normally obscured by the infinite maze of trees and mist, there exists a clearing where the sun shines unfiltered, the path to which is only known by the ELDERTUBBIES. Catching a glimpse of the ELDERTUBBIE during the long night is a blessing in itself. Being a chosen viewer, an experience embedded in legend. There it was, the first signs of light breaking the horizon.
So wait, the ELDERTUBBIES aren't the ones consuming the viewers? Oh no, they probably are. This is from someone who doesn't understand what they're talking about. It's about to destroy them, isn't it?
Radiant beams rose in the distance with dancing rays. The previous distant chanting grew louder, echoes surrounding the viewer. The sky brightened, then became brighter still. The sounds deafening, the sun blinding. And then, a face.
Time for Teletubbies. Time for Teletubbies. Say hello.
This show primarily takes place during the day, or at least to my knowledge, because you're not gonna make.
Also, I literally just noticed there's a random rabbit on screen. It literally never occurred to me. I never watched the show because I was just old enough where I could avoid that madness, but I was aware of it, and goddamn, does it still creep me out.
Make me watch every fucking Teletubbies episode ever made. Therefore, the Sun Baby in the Eldritch depiction acts as the timekeeper for the entire world.
Life only moves when the weird sun baby does, or some shit.
The interesting thing about this fresh, weird, creepy-ass
There's
depiction
so
of
many models for
Teletubbies
this.
is that it's essentially the same show, but the art style and narration is just a bit different.
Of course Meat Canyon did a version of this. Oh, wait, they just quit, didn't they? Oh, well, that's kind of disappointing.
If you look at any of the themes explored in Eldertubbies, it's the same as in the original show. It just distorts it and takes it a bit further. I mean, if you take a look at the Teletubbies character descriptions next to the Eldertubbies character descriptions,
What?
it perfectly corresponds.
They had character descriptions? I was unaware of that. I didn't realize the show had that much thought put into it.
Tinky Winky is the Elder Greeter, and in Teletubbies, he always goes first. Nunu exists solely to consume refuse in both iterations. He's just a little bit more pissed about it in the new one. Consuming refuse might sound like a terrible existence, but it's important to remember that one man's hell is another man's fetish.
I really could have gone without being reminded of that. Also, that's basically just most bottom feeder species that just eat rubbish all the time. Like mushrooms, shrimp, lawyers. It's all the same, man.
The Sun Baby is technically still what he was before. A giant
actually a
solar
female.
baby monster. It's
Yeah,
almost
there's
as if
pictures of
they're
her.
in
It's
the
like one of those,
exact
you
same
didn't know
universe.
this is what she looked like
We just
now.
have a
See
better
them all the time on the internet.
understanding of how the world works in the Eldertubbies description. A creature with a television wired into its bowels doesn't seem natural.
Give it time. There will be a time where this video will age badly because it'll just be a thing. I'm going to hate that time, but it will be a thing. I'm not looking forward to it.
I've never seen a living vacuum in real life, and the world's sun is distinctly lacking in infants' faces.
Boss baby.
In both worlds, something else is going on.
Although there is a history of personifying the sun, so at least that has a lot of carryover with general human thoughts on things. Granted, most people don't usually stare at the sun. If they do long enough, well, they might as well see a face because they're not going to see anything else again.
The only way to truly explain all that weird shit in a way that would make sense would be to acknowledge the ramifications behind what's presented. It really is true what they say. Ignorance is bliss, and I just stole that from you. What's more likely? That a creature would be born with a TV in its chest? Or that some sort of monstrous interference would cause it to be engineered like that? That a vacuum, a machine made to consume refuse, when endowed with sentience would ever have enough to consume? Or that it would consume and grow uncontained? That the sun would have the face of a human baby, even though there's no other documented humans in that universe just because it's fun? Or
there were
that it's
never any
actually a
others?
part of a giant creature, and most of that creature's body looms just outside the visible spectrum of our atmosphere?
Oh, so their artistic style is showing what they're looking through, and you can see behind the wall of radiance in the atmosphere. So that would be the literal screen you're looking through for them. Okay.
Honestly,
Cool
I'm not
depiction.
sure of the answer to any of those questions, but it makes you think, doesn't it? One thing that really stuck with me
think the more
about
you think
this
about this,
lore
the less
is
you should
the
think
idea
about
of
this.
collecting viewers. This is likely connected to the idea of the original source material being a TV show, and the fact that shows are created for viewers. Viewers being collected could refer to the kind of objectification that happens to the viewer when the view gets monetized.
If they're not about to make some kind of comment about, I wonder what it'd be like to be on the internet and try and get people to check out your stuff. I mean, can you imagine that? That would be really weird. It's a good thing I'm just hallucinating all this video because this would be a really awkward thing to say otherwise.
But hey, I'm a YouTube creator, and when you have a
Got
hammer, everything looks like a nail.
What
This
the
actually
hell,
isn't
man?
the full extent of the Eldertubbies lore. Never thought
There's
I'd be
more?
saying that statement, but whatever. The creator actually expanded upon the lore of this
Oh.
universe with their own additions. So if you want me to
that's
come back
cool.
and check out the rest of the Eldertubbies lore, make sure to like, comment,
How
and
much
subscribe with
of
all
it
notifications
is there?
enabled, or I'll sew a TV into your bowels. Shout out the inner circle.
Everything about that video makes me think that there's so much more they could have gone into, and I kind of wish they had, because this feels like a taste of a really crazy fever dream that I am not entirely sure is real, or I'm just hallucinating because I've actually just fallen asleep at the computer while recording. We'll find out later. I have no idea yet if this is going to be weird. Well, there's not going to be a video tomorrow, and I'm just hallucinating, telling myself that one. NyQuil, man, it really fucks you up. More importantly, though, if this is real, I am actually really enjoying this, but I wish more was done. I got this link. It was suggested to me, and I want to know more, but I'm also really weirded out because there seems like there's a lot of thought, but there's a community, but also a lot of weird thought was put into this. The fact that he kept coming back to how this was something that matched up to the show, if it was just taken a little more seriously. They basically pulled the trope of, let's play it straight. And they went to Eldertubbies. It's weird, and I kind of like where they're going. And it's very much making me want to go do more SCP stuff. I don't ever record that for some reason. I just like doing it on my own time. I would like to record it. I just, again, do it on my own time before remembering I probably could do that. That's on me. Basically, what I'm asking is, if anyone knows where I can find out more about this, let me know, because I actually do read the comments. I'm bad about responding because I'm awkward as F, but if this is not a hallucination, I'm pretty sure it... I mean, considering I had an entire dream where I was eating a hot dog last night, but also we don't have any hot dogs in the house, and my pillow is not entirely missing bite marks right now. Oh, I just figured out my own question. Ah. Well. That's awkward. Also, I need a new pillow. More importantly, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. And I'll probably try and record at least a few more videos while completely effed on NyQuil right now. I have no idea how much I'm actually saying when I'm hallucinating, or if this is even a real video. It is bad. I have been on so much medication for being sick. It's working through my system, man, but goddamn, don't get the flu. I'd recommend not doing it. 0 out of 10. Don't do it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.